Hello, my name is Preeti Emmerich, and I'm the Director of the Arundel County Office of Emergency Management. The month of September is recognized as National Preparedness Month, an annual opportunity for families and communities to help raise awareness and take steps to be better prepared for emergencies or disasters. Throughout this month, preparedness tips will be shared via the Arundel County's Office of Emergency Management, social media accounts, and videos. These tips will help the residents of Arundel County be better prepared and build a more resilient community. Disasters can happen anywhere at any time, even in your home. Arundel County Office of Emergency Management encourages you to be prepared and stay safe.
Hello, this is Jim Kremple, the Community Outreach Coordinator for the Arundel County Office of Emergency Management. This week, we're continuing our County Emergency Preparedness Month by exploring preparedness tips for our county citizens who may be challenged with access and functional needs. Emergencies or disasters such as fires, hurricanes, or snowstorms present a real threat for all of our citizens. But for the millions of Americans who have a physical, medical, or cognitive disability, these emergencies can present additional challenges that may not be easily recognized. At-risk populations are 2 to 4 times more likely to be injured and die in a disaster due to a lack of planning, accessibility, or accommodation. If you aren't personally facing additional challenges of being at higher risk in a disaster, you probably know someone who is. Or you may be a caregiver for a family member, friend, neighbor, or client with access or functional needs. What do we mean by access and functional needs? People who are physically or cognitively disabled, such as mobility limitations, blind, deaf, hard of hearing, have learning disabilities, developmental disabilities, or mental illness. Or older adults, especially those with a chronic illness or disability. Individuals with limited English language skills, those that are geographically or culturally isolated, people experiencing temporary homelessness, and children. Some people may have temporary special needs, such as those who are pregnant or recovering from surgery or an injury. Before, during, and after an emergency, people with functional needs require access available to any citizen, such as efficient communications and safe transportation. This is not only the right thing to do, it's the law under the American with Disabilities Act. Anyone with access or functional needs should ask at least 2 people to be your emergency support network, such as family members, friends, trusted neighbors, co-workers, or professional caregivers. Or you can ask community or faith-based group organizations. Discuss your emergency plans with caregivers, taking in consideration special medical needs, mobility issues, communications, and that means both receiving and understanding warnings and emergency guidance, as well as being understood by first responders. Take into account evacuation plans and service animals if required. Prepare and practice for special considerations, like assistance in evacuating a building, emergency exits, medical equipment, and transportation access. Older adults, especially those with chronic illness or disability, should have 1 month's supply of prescription medicine on hand. Now, for the pandemic, you should have 2 face masks, exam gloves, and soap with hand sanitizer with 60% plus alcohol. Also have a backup set of glasses, I wear glasses too, hearing aids and batteries for those hearing aids, and a spare mobility item like a cane or walker. This is a collapsible cane that's easily carried. Make sure your trusted support givers have an extra key to your home. Know where you keep your medicine and emergency supplies and let them know, and make sure they know how to use life-saving equipment or administer medicine to you. They should know how to contact 911 or your doctor, and have first aid or CPR skills until first responders arrive. Now, during an emergency, plan for clinical treatments by a clinic or hospital, like dialysis, for example, by first checking the status of your appointment well before a storm arrives, a snowstorm, hurricane, for example. Check your clinic's plans for the emergency. Will they be opening during a snowstorm, for example? Check for backup locations and providers in an emergency. Also consider life-sustaining medical equipment or oxygen in your home. How do you use it during a long storm or a power outage? Can you get extra oxygen supplies in advance? Do you have access to a generator if the power fails? All things to consider. This is Jim Krempel from the County Office of Emergency Management, thanking you for joining us as we explored practical emergency preparedness tips for people with access and functional needs and their caregivers. For more information, including more Preparedness Month tips, please visit our website at www.aacounty.org/OEM for Office of Emergency Management. Visit the Anne Arundel County Office of Emergency social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Nextdoor.